One. Hey y'all, how's it going? This is I don't even know which installment this is at this point of the Interlude Interviews. I think it's number 5 or number 6 with your host Naoto Wakabayashi, and I'm joined by a very, very special guest. Do you want to introduce yourself to the people real quick?
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Grace.
Say hello to Grace, y'all. Say hello.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. No, she is a very, very talented singer, based out of Surrey, Vancouver, Lower Mainland area. Yeah, like we actually got connected through a friend, Hannah. Shouts out to Hannah, for making this happen. Yeah, actually, could you pass that notebook over there?
Yes.
I realized that I left it. Professionalism, y'all.
Got you.
All right. Cheers. Yeah, so no, I want to get a sit down with you because I heard your music and I'm like, okay, I see like the work that you're putting in, and I really fuck with like the music that you're creating.
Thank
I
you.
think that you can go far in all of this, to be very honest.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry to like
No,
lay that on you. Like you've been talking. Like,
No, I know.
I just didn't say that, but
No, I like appreciate that so much.
yeah, no, for sure.
Thank you
No,
for saying that.
and of course, like, yeah, I guess want to get to know about your creative process a little bit more.
I guess.
And like, let's start with your inspirations. Like, who are you like the biggest fans of? Like, who really inspired you to make music?
Yeah, I definitely grew up with a ton of musical inspirations.
Right.
Just
right.
because I did grow up in a really musical family.
Yeah.
My dad
Yeah.
played in a band with his brothers, and they kind of
Oh.
like traveled around the world.
What
for a
kind of
little bit.
genre were they performing?
So much, because
Yeah. Okay.
they came, like, my dad was born in the Philippines,
Yeah,
so they did
yeah.
a lot of typical like top 40s type
Yeah,
stuff. But then
yeah.
they moved to Japan for a bit, and then Hong Kong, so they would sing in tons of different languages.
Crazy.
But I definitely, out of all of that, boiled down to, I would say, like, I listened to a lot of Stevie Wonder growing up. I love the Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Tons of jazz standards. So lots of like Frank Sinatra, Ella, those kind of inspirations.
You know what's crazy is that like when I was looking up your music, like literally at the top of the recommendations was Stevie Wonder.
Oh no way.
Which is like, I was like, what? Like, but then when I forgot which song it was, but I was like, oh, you're probably, for some reason, the YouTube algorithms, like I could kind of hear the influences there. So it's like kind of crazy that you said that. And I'm now concerned that YouTube's
they're onto us.
Yeah, exactly. They're clearly like monitoring us somehow. But
I don't know. I'm not too worried. I do love just anything like jazzy or like groovy like that. I guess if we're talking about more modern inspirations though, this sounds so basic, I guess, but I've been the biggest fan of Beyoncé for ages, and everyone loves her, but I just have this, like, I love her.
She really resonated with you for a very long time.
She's just so versatile
absolutely.
and multi-talented, and I always looked up to her. So
no, she's a very admirable person. Like, she never gets herself in trouble. Like,
no.
she is an awesome and like extremely superbly talented person. I don't think people realize that. Like, people often put her down because they're just like, oh, she doesn't write her own music, but she does. She contributes a lot. That's why her music is consistently amazing.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
True. It's so true.
I guess, like, what's your first like musical like memory? Like,
wow.
if you can like go back that far, or is it more of like a blur at this point? Or
I guess the first musical memory, when I was, I really, really vaguely remember this, but my mom told me that when I was 3 years old, I was like first learning how to speak. Apparently I kind of learned to sing as much as a 3-year-old can when I first started learning how to speak. So I sang God is So Good in front of just like a big church congregation with my mom.
What? At 3 years old?
Yeah, just a small thing, nothing like
God.
a big performance.
Yeah, for sure.
Her saying that, and then sorry.
No.
Every Christmas, my family has these really big, because my whole dad's side of the family's here, so, and everyone plays an instrument or sings, so we have I grew up with a lot of annual massive jam sessions of like 40 people under one roof just going at it.
That's crazy. Like, I mean, like, my family would have that, but it'd literally be like 3 people playing the guitar and like 2 people singing.
Okay, but that's like, still so special.
It is, and it's precious. And like, especially growing up with those kinds of moments, that must have, you know, it seems like it still resonates with you to this day.
For sure.
Right?
Christmas is still my favorite holiday. Yeah, absolutely.
Like, so I guess like, did the church have like a pretty like big influence on like your musical upbringing, and like did it form the way that you I guess like stylistically perform and everything? Or
we did talk a little bit before about like how we went to the private schools
before. Shouts out.
Very niche context, but that I grew up in a very Christian household, so definitely affects the way I write, because a lot of so the 2 songs that I do have out right now with Matt, there's a really good friend of mine that I met at UBC.
Awesome.
So he honestly does so much work. I would say he's the one who like really pushes me to I guess create with him, and he helps me write and like has taught me so much about that.
Shouts out to Matt.
Yeah, honestly, shout out Matt. So he's great with that, but even as we're going through that sort of songwriting process, I'll be like, wait, okay, let's maybe not like put a swear word or like certain topics, just because I feel like it's been ingrained in my head. And I personally listen to a lot of explicit music, but to put something out there, I guess that has definitely influenced me in that sense. Like, I'm very cautious about
it probably wouldn't feel right if it was like your music was just so like explicit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to you, like, of course you could write that, but then it would probably just come off like, I don't know if I want to go in that direction. Exactly.
In that way.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. No, that's like, so I guess like Matt, his does he also produce as well? Like,
he's
just, you mentioned that he does like everything.
He does everything.
Yeah,
he produces, he writes the lyrics. Just all of it basically. Can like make beats from scratch, and that's a lot of how we came up with the first few songs. The writing style was very collaborative. It's interesting because Down, which is the second song that we put out recently, it was the first one that we ever wrote together, and it was very like, okay, what are we feeling? What do we want to write about? Like, it's fall. There's a bunch of like, let's drop a bunch of random food puns and references in it just for no reason, and it turned out to actually be like a jam. So it's very like chill writing style.
I think Down is the track that I heard with both of you guys, and it was I didn't catch the food references, but I'm definitely gonna have to like listen back. That kind of reminds me of how like Action Bronson just like drops some random food bars here and there, right?
I love that. Just random references.
Okay, like, I guess like, so you're a foodie as well, or?
I don't know if I could call myself that, but I do enjoy food.
I love food. Same.
Are you a foodie?
Apparently, so people have been like, well, the 2 friends I went to LA with, they're just like, you should start a food blog because of the way you talk about food, but then pair it with a song. And I'm like, that's actually a pretty cool idea. So I think that's like a project that I'm gonna end up partaking in
that's
eventually.
Such a interesting concept.
Like
wine pairings, but like
with
music.
with music, just like put in the Spotify or Apple Music link at the end, or like towards the beginning. So I mean, if anybody wants to do that as well, I gave it to you. But I mean, that's both of them are like very, very like creative people, so I was like thankful they gave me that idea.
So
I
think you should go for it.
Appreciate it.
I would use that.
Yeah, I'm glad I got the Grace cosign for that.
You did.
Like, shouts out to them. And I guess, like, with your songs, you don't necessarily have to answer this question if you don't want to, but, like, do you have, like, a muse in mind when it comes to songs, or is it a very abstract kind of thing?
I guess the first song that I ever really wrote was, I don't know if I can say there's a singular muse for songwriting, but that song I can remember very clearly. I wrote about a person who at the time I had very strong feelings for. So typical of how a song is written, like love and emotions and all that. But I guess it's just whatever is most salient to me in the moment.
Right. The most, like, present and just resonating.
So for example, that first song, which was like the strongest, I guess, emotionally charged for me to write, which it's it was with another friend named Fred.
Right.
Also, shout out to Fred.
Shouts out to Fred
Park.
Yeah,
awesome
Fred Park.
guy.
You sound amazing. Shouts out to you.
But yeah, Fred definitely helped me start with that whole thing. And I initially didn't think I could write songs just because I felt like, oh, it's such an untouchable kind of thing.
Right.
You have to have a talent for it or
kind
of a knack for that. But it got me started into the rest of it. So I kind of saw that it doesn't have to be like this perfect way.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I'm sure it was, like, also cathartic as well in that moment.
So good. Yes. I needed to get those words out.
It's kind of crazy. Like, because I remember, like, when I was, like, God, how old was I? When I was, like, 16, 17, 18, like, I was trying to rap around that time, but I mean, not anymore.
Okay.
I can't. I'm not gonna spit a
drop some bars, though.
Hey, check it. No. All right,
curious.
I'll just drop some bars real quick. All right. Okay, you got no. I'm not gonna drop anything. I know. Unfortunately, I lost all my freestyle abilities, even though I wasn't a very good freestyler. But yeah, no. During that time, like, writing down, like, how I was feeling, and in that way, it was such a powerful release. Yeah, for sure. You know, and I'm sure, like, in this journey of, like, songwriting, like, it must be so empowering, right? Where you could feel like you're not necessarily in control of those emotions, but at least it helps you understand them better.
I'm a classic overthinker, and so being able to put the words that's all up in your head onto paper and having it physically there is definitely cathartic. Was a really good word to describe it.
Music is therapeutic in more ways than one, right?
Yeah.
So I guess that was a good thread. I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I guess, like, is there other than, well, even you can even say Beyoncé, but is there, like, a specific, like, career trajectory that you sort of, like, look up to, like, anyone that you admire and how they came up, and, like, is there anybody that you want to sort of model your own potential career,
right,
like, as, if that makes sense?
Yeah, that does. I guess for context, yes, Beyonce. I would have to say she's the one, just because she's gone from, of course, she was performing as a child all the way throughout, and also like dabbling with acting and other business ventures, all those different things. But
in fact, she's an icon as well. Yeah.
Exactly. I would love that. But then at the same time, I do have moments where I'm like, I love music to the ends of the earth. It's like one of the best things in the world, something that I hold so dear to my heart. Yeah. But then for that reason, I do, I guess, sometimes become worried that if I were to pursue it with everything and just make it sort of, like you're saying, a career path, I wouldn't want it to feel like work, I guess, if that makes sense. That does. And so the few songs that I have put out with Matt and the one with Fred, they've been really fun to make. Yeah. But then when I guess it's I always tell people like, yeah, it's kind of for fun right now. Like I'm not trying to be a huge artist or whatever. Right. So there's always like that back and forth where like I know I would love to do it and be a Beyonce quotation marks and have it be my whole life, but at the same time I'm like, oh, I need to get through school, I need to graduate, I need to get my things together. Yeah.
That's good that you recognize that, right? And you're not trying to be like, oh, I gotta do this, but then also go in with this at the same time. Like that just, and I do understand your point of like what you're saying about just pursuing it to the point where it's a job and it's not fun anymore. Because I think at the end of the day, you want to protect that love and that passion, right? Like, so I do feel that. I do feel that. Because even going down this path, like I can see a lot of people that are trying to go down the music business side that are getting like burnt out when it comes to music, and they're starting to get jaded. And I'm just trying to like navigate my way through and like not try to make sure that, okay, my ears are fresh. Like I'm just actually enjoying it. Because like once I don't, then obviously I'll stop. But I think so far so good. Like in terms of my love for it.
Yeah. So, how would you say that you keep it fresh and keep it sort of, you don't get that jaded feeling?
I would say, especially when it comes to like, it's definitely keeping an open mind when it comes to music. Because I find that like so I'm 24 right now, and I'm finding that as people get older and especially around my age, they start just strictly listening to the music that they were listening to in, let's say, when they were like 19 or 20 or 21 or even in high school. So right now I'm just trying to keep like a actual like fresh perspective when it comes to music, and actually, even though if it might not resonate with me, try to change up the context of it and be like, okay, let me try this in the car, let me try this in another setting. And then oftentimes you realize that, oh, music is like contextual. And so that's bloated answer, but that's how I sort of maintain that. And also I keep going to like shows and stuff and like trying to meet artists, and like that definitely keeps my love for music alive still.
I love that. That's such a good reminder too. Just like where you find the music or where you listen to it makes the biggest difference.
No, for sure. And I'm not a creator or anything yet.
You're creating right now.
I'm creating right now. Thank you.
You are.
I actually, used to play piano and saxophone as well, but I enjoyed it, but I didn't like love it. So I'm glad that I found this medium.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I definitely like talking about music more than actually creating it. Although creating it was a lot of fun too.
For sure.
So I'll be pretty open to that eventually.
Right.
What kind of instruments do you play?
Yeah, I also used to learn the piano. And I hated it. It's a beautiful instrument. Absolutely. And listening to it now, it's so amazing. I love it. And I think anyone who plays is amazing, but wasn't right for me because my parents, like a lot of Asian parents do, force me to learn because they're like, this is the ultimate instrument. You need to learn it. And then so I stopped after a few years, picked up the guitar on my own.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So that I actually enjoyed.
Dope.
Which I was super lucky to have that because we had instruments laying around the house all the time, and guitar, and then that slowly became ukulele because it's a bit more portable. Right. Heading into university, it's just easier to bring around.
For sure. So, okay. All right. I guess like what's the first song that you like started learning off guitar? Like what's a song where you're just like, oh my God, like how do I play this?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Dang, I definitely learned, I don't know if this was a first, but I learned Big Girls Don't Cry by Fergie on guitar.
Okay.
It's such a random song.
Man.
And like Rihanna's California King Bed.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. Yeah, just really old 2000s music.
I mean, I think I tried learning guitar and then that just didn't work out for me. Like, it's hard though. It's hard. Like, I tried learning "Lost Without You" by Robin Thicke.
Oh, such a good song.
And it's such a good song, but it's so hard because you have to double pick.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to. So it's like it's so hard.
Double pick like
you gotta use your fingers. If that, how do I explain it? Yeah, like you pluck with 2 fingers.
Okay.
Like 2 different notes with like 2 fingers.
Right.
And it's so difficult. It was so difficult. But I absolutely loved and like adored that song. So I was like, I want to learn this on guitar. Like that'd be great. And yeah, I definitely couldn't sing falsetto around that time.
Well, hey.
Especially that Robin Thicke falsetto.
Yeah, he's got that something special. I don't know. I forgot about that song.
Yeah, that song is really, really bomb.
Such a good song.
Yeah, I'm low-key happy that it's like we're kind of going in like a like early 2000s resurgence.
Same.
When it comes to like music and like fashion, it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, the ultimate era of just. I think I do definitely miss how carefree that was.
Yeah.
Especially very experimental. Like I loved the 90s for all of the. It's just difficult, or not difficult to relate to, but different because I was like born right at the end of the 90s, so it's not quite.
And same here. I mean, I was born in 95, and I don't remember anything about the 90s. So
we were too little.
We were too young.
Yeah.
But the 2000s is like, it really resonates with us because we grew up in that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, man, I think Akon and T-Pain are honestly going to make a comeback this year somehow.
I hope so.
Somehow. If that T-Pain song with Tory Lanez, I always keep plugging it. Pat's not happy about that song.
I'm in the background here. Whenever Naoto looks off to the side, it's me making weird faces.
All the time, reacting. But yeah, that Tory Lanez and T-Pain song came out. The reception seemed really good for that. Like, I'm just excited.
Yeah.
And we're about to hit a new decade.
Yes.
In this 20s?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I can't believe
20s.
it.
Yeah. New decade. So I guess tell me about your school. Like what program are you in and what are you doing?
Yeah. Speaking of the years, like this is my 4th and final year.
Congratulations.
At UBC. Thank you. Really excited. I am in media studies, which is this really small program. About like 40 people every single year, or I think it's a bit smaller, or I don't know if they've changed that, but small program, very multidisciplinary, so everything from like creative writing, journalism, visual arts, computer science, film production, just like anything to do with media basically. Yeah. But
so multifaceted. Yeah. Like, that's so cool.
Lots of fun.
Damn,
that is definitely tripping me out too, because in terms of music, bringing it back to that, it's interesting because I want to do all of the school related stuff to the best of my ability, right and then in the same vein I would want to apply that to music as well. Like if I were to pursue it, I would want to do it like to the best of my ability, and I guess because I'm in school right now, that kind of divides my attention. I'm like, ooh, I'm paying big bucks for this degree, so you
don't want to half-ass it, right?
Yeah.
Like, no, that makes a lot of sense, and that was sort of like my mindset as well. Hey Neil, sup? What's good? No, it's all good. It's all good. No, it's fine. It's fine. You can even like join in eventually if you want, potentially. So yeah. Go ahead. Yeah, no, it's all good. Yeah, the sound won't pick up, I promise.
You guys like cut in between? Or?
No, it's fine. This will be all in there.
Oh,
yeah, this is live, baby.
It's fine. No, dude, don't even worry about it. This is your home.
Yeah.
Do what you need to do. Exactly, we're guests here. Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, no, you're totally right about, you're paying a lot of money. Like, you don't want to like split your attention to the point where you're not doing either to the best of your abilities.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it seems like your degree like definitely has to do with like creating and just like it'll provide an avenue for you to make all of that feasible.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I had I have a communications degree, so that was like definitely a little bit more like general. I definitely had to in the projects I had where I had to like sort of decide what am I trying to say? The projects where I had like freedom, I definitely had to choose to write about like music streaming and then like music concert performances and stuff. But so I'm glad that I had that opportunity. But man, I really wanted to join the music business program at McGill. But it's like a very small program, like the media study. It's media studies.
Yes, that's right.
Like the media studies program.
Yeah.
Like literally enrollment of like 30, 40 people.
Right. But then I would say communications is also super related because it is very communications based.
Exactly. It's funny because it's like literally my first communications class. They were like so broad with it. They were just like, yeah, communications is everything. Yeah. I'm like, actually, great. Yeah. This is not helpful.
I know. Like, same with media studies. Are like, media is everything.
Just like
everything is mediated. This is media. You are media. Like I don't know. I'm like okay.
Low key, like same with anthropology. I think it's just the arts, you know. It's so unspecified that it's just like
they're like, yeah. So this program is everything, but not everything. It's like, thanks. Did I have to get a degree in this?
I'm like, I'm paying money for you to tell me this is everything.
I feel like I'm wasting my time. I know. But that's only the first class, right? Yeah. Like after that, like they go in depth. Yeah, they go in depth and like you can actually apply yourself. Yes. School isn't as useless as we made it sound.
Oh my gosh. I don't want to make it I'm loving, my university experience has been wonderful because I got to meet really cool people.
Exactly. I low-key miss school. Like I'm thinking about doing my master's program, but I don't know if I should. So I'm still trying to decide. Maybe an MBA, maybe go back into economics. Like I just want to figure that out. So yeah, I gotta see, right? So goddamn. Yeah. I guess. Oh, I also saw. So you were vlogging, right?
Oh my gosh.
At some point.
Yeah.
I didn't check out the vlogs, but I guess like is YouTube like an aspiration for yourself as well? Like, how far do you want to take your YouTube game?
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I definitely put a lot into YouTube.
Yeah.
I think it was last summer.
Yeah.
I had wanted to do it for a really long time. Oh my gosh. Okay, super embarrassing story.
All good.
But
all good.
from I think I was probably 12 or maybe even younger.
Yeah.
I had an aunt that loves YouTube and she would always film just everything. And then so she filmed me one time singing when I was really, really little with my younger brother.
Yeah.
And uploaded it, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing. Why is this happening? Like, YouTube is the worst. They don't want people to see this.
Yeah.
But long story short, my relationship with YouTube has been rekindled through the years. I thought it was such a cool platform for people to share their art and their music. So I did want to work on it consistently, but then once again, I find that this is just a recurring thing in my life. School, I just like throw myself into it and then I kind of forget about everything else I'd been working on.
Right.
So hopefully YouTube, I can start that back up soon.
Somewhat soon,
over the break, hopefully, over winter break when I catch a breath.
Were you vlogging?
Yeah, but it wasn't like talking to the camera vlogging. It was very things happening around me.
And then just like chopping it up together. Yeah. Man, that's like the hard part of vlogging. Like I tried vlogging in LA.
Ooh.
And
really?
I felt weird about that. It's just shoving a camera in my face with like the fucking you saw
Gorilla
the Joby,
pod?
the Gorilla Pod like this. I felt like every other like douche in LA at that point.
Have you seen the vlogs that I did, like the beginning of first year?
No.
You
I had a couple vlogs. Yeah,
okay, I haven't.
Those are some.
Were they like Casey Neistat like vlogs, where you like film yourself making breakfast?
I mean, like
I thought about that.
It was
so
mostly first week, second year at UBC, so it was
yes.
mostly like that kind of stuff.
Just like a ton of events happening.
I think it was like block party kind of stuff. It was like a lot of like phone footage, just
Same. Mine was just my phone.
Yeah.
The vlogs that I did were more just they're honestly more for myself. I felt like I was just documenting parts of my life to enjoy later, like watch back over and like see all my loved ones in these little snippets of life. So it was really fun for the time being, but oh my goodness, video editing takes so long. It took up my life.
Hey Pat, could you turn on the camera again? I'm sure it's off.
Oh,
thank you. No, it's fine. That's the thing with DSLRs, they turn off after like before 30 minutes. Like they stop recording. Yeah, it's because of this import tax.
Okay.
Because if it records, like this import tax in Europe, where if it records for more than 30 minutes, it's considered a like filmmaking device.
Oh.
So it's charged a little bit differently. So we're just like, oh, why not just cut it under 30? So
that's so strange.
I mean,
pretty sure there's hacks.
I think there are.
You can like upload some firmware or something.
I looked it up and I'm just like,
it's not risk like damaging.
Yeah, no, like. I looked it up and I couldn't find any like viable solutions. So I have to do this thing where it's like just gotta turn it back on again after 30 minutes.
True.
So
it's an easy workaround.
Exactly. No, we can put in some random B-roll while that while that footage is going down. So that's a thing. It's like I was like interested about that because I want to like get into that YouTube content creation as well. And video editing, that takes up so much goddamn time.
It does.
If you guys need any tips, just let me know.
Oh, I will. Honestly.
Video editor
I'm not great,
extraordinaire.
but I'm been doing it for a while.
Yeah, I was gonna say you probably know what you're doing. I kind of was like, okay, Premiere, Googling everything that I need to know about this.
That was with me and like Logic Pro. I was just like, okay. Like, like I ended up filming a few of my podcasts actually, and like I just haven't put them out yet, which is such a shame because like I've created like hour-long videos. Yeah. But then I just haven't put them out. So I think I'll probably end up just rolling it out eventually just to get it out. But I would definitely want to be like more consistent with it.
Exactly.
At this point, so
that's the thing about YouTube is I think people do really like the consistency of it. So it's hard, and that was my thing too. Is like I wanted to be consistent with it, and then it fell off.
But then life happens. You know what I mean? So it's hard, especially if you're not like. If it's not like a full-time job.
School. I don't understand people who can vlog on a daily basis and be in school. It's one thing if you have like Casey and I did it every day because it was like he didn't have a job. That was his job.
Like,
I know this guy named Arshan. He's a content creator on YouTube. He mostly does like interviews and like creates like interviews with like rappers and like people in the industry, and he does it while going to SFU.
Wow.
Like he does like FaceTime interviews. So he was at this conference called A3C, and he got to ask Gary Vee a question, and then he snuck in a VIP to like talk to Gary Vee. And like he, instead of being like, hey, like, could I interview you? He thought of a strategy to be like, hey, could I interview your music A&R? And if you like it, can I interview you?
Wow. Really putting himself out there.
Yeah. I think actually Gary Vee suggested it. Like he was going to say the second part, but then Gary Vee was like, and if I like it, then we can talk. Yeah. And it was just like, what?
Wow.
What? And he's still in SFU.
Wow.
Completing degree in SFU. And I'm thinking back to like when I was at McGill and I was just like, I don't know where you find the energy and like, how are you doing this?
Yeah. But that's amazing. Yeah. I see so many university students still putting all of their time and energy. That's why even with Pat, I was like, I'm amazed that you're doing these video projects and
I mean, I'm not doing a lot, like,
but still, like the fact that you're putting that stuff out is pretty sick.
Yeah, I haven't put out a video in like since the summer. It kind of feels kind of sad.
You gotta put out videos.
I haven't done anything since summer either.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not in school.
No, but you're working hard.
Actually, we're doing BVP's doing their Take One sessions, which are like our Tiny Desk concert.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're shooting that a week today, actually.
Wow.
Yeah,
dope.
In the jam space?
In the jam space.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a cool space.
Yeah.
Rented some lights. We
there we go.
Got a budget for decorating, so we're gonna like, because last time like we just had like the standard background that we had, which is like, these like random square foam pads on the wall
Right.
that do absolutely no sound isolation whatsoever.
Yeah.
We've actually gotten a noise complaint from Go Global upstairs. They're right above us. So we're trying to get like building management to pay for our sound isolation.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's another story. But
I like how it's just for show.
Yeah.
Like, it looks...
It does to a degree. Like, what really helps is like there's
Yeah.
carpeting, and
Yes.
then we put down like
That
other
absorbs.
carpets underneath the drum kits and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, we have like those album covers on the background, and we're gonna add. We all painted little tiny like CDs basically of our favorite album covers. We had like a painting party, and we're gonna hang those everywhere. And we got a whiteboard in there too now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna I think we're gonna reveal the artist after we roll the whiteboard out.
Right.
So it's gonna be like the take ones, and then like with like a drawn on. We're gonna have people drawing on like the band name and like the song.
Yeah.
Instead of doing like a cheesy title that I did,
Right.
Yeah.
like I think it would just add like a bit of like the more school vibes.
Right,
to it.
Yeah,
because
for
you're
sure, for
literally
sure.
at school.
Yeah, exactly.
God, that's gonna look so cool.
It's gonna look sick.
It's
yeah.
gonna look so cool. It'll be like I don't know, like a home video from like 03 or something.
Right. But in 4K.
But in 4K, exactly. In crystal clear
4K.
quality.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
like properly color corrected.
Yeah.
So yeah, a home video.
Like a whole, yeah, just transport a 4K like camera
Exactly.
over. Yeah.
What I love though about that is that we it took a while for us to really figure out what this thing was.
Yeah.
We kept the name Take One, but like 2 years ago, we literally it was like we invite people all to come in who have never performed a song together to like perform it all in one take.
Wow.
Yeah.
And like it kind of worked, but not everyone's like super well like professional musicians, so it's like kind of wasn't like as stellar quality as we want polished.
right?
Yeah, I feel like
And so,
yeah.
and then so last year we decided to like have people come in who had a song polished and like ready to go, and like they could record it like a couple of times, but it would just be the one track. So in a way, it's not really Tiny Desk in the sense that it's really only one song.
Yeah.
Right.
But we're trying to record like 3 or 4 bands at a time.
Wow.
Cool.
Last year we did 5, and it ended up being pretty hectic, and like
Yeah, that
cameras started
sounds
running out of
so
battery
busy.
of like memory, and
Yeah.
so like one video has 2 cameras, one has 3, it's different quality. There was like a number of things that messed up last year that also made like my editing process the biggest headache of my life, because
Right.
matching color with 3 different cameras and
boy.
one's Canon, one's Sony, one's Nikon, like it was just all over the place. So this year it's more streamlined. We know what we're doing, so it should be good.
That's good. That's good. I mean, it's all just like a learning process, right?
Yeah, something will come up, you know.
Yeah.
We're gonna learn for next year too, but
Yeah.
it's gonna be fun. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, that's a part of the process, and that's why I enjoy like creating podcasts as well, because then I'm just like, oh, for next time I know to do this, and like I'm sure you feel that way about like creating music as
Yes.
well, where you're just like, oh, I could have just done this, and this better, implement that, other problems come up, but then you're just tackling it every step of the way,
For sure.
which is so fulfilling.
Yes,
And yeah, that's
it
what
really
I love
is.
about creating.
Yeah.
Right? I guess, I think I have some questions on my phone, but I guess I will ask this question as well. What produces the best music for you? Heartbreak or being in love?
Oh, that's such a good question.
Thank you.
Okay. So,
yeah.
wow. Okay, that's the thing is,
I hope the fire alarm doesn't go off right now.
oh no.
Oh, it'll be fine.
It's been going off, so I'm just gonna.
Oh, okay. The
The timing is.
yeah.
It's happened.
It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, Pat's like making some bomb ass food in
Yeah.
the back.
He's cooking
Casually.
away. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
I hope the fan doesn't like fuck with the audio.
Oh no, we're definitely gonna hear it in the audio.
Better than the
But-
fire alarm going off.
Yes.
No, definitely.
For sure.
So I guess for yourself, yeah.
Yes, heartbreak or
Falling
being
in love,
Oh,
yeah.
falling
Or
in love.
being in love. Being in love or
Okay.
falling in love. I guess those are 2 different things.
Kind of. Well, they can be grouped together.
Yeah, yeah. Let's group them
I-
together.
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't actually write songs. I should have, though. After my last breakup, I definitely should have. I had some strong feelings that could have been they could have been really good. But, I can't say about that yet. But I did write a song as not necessarily a breakup, but just about being ghosted.
Okay.
Which is a mini breakup
it's a
in
mini
itself.
It's a rude breakup.
Like a weird, just not a breakup, but kind of.
Yeah, I guess it's like a severing of connection that's abrupt, and it can be frustrating at times. It's like, just fucking communicate this with me.
Basically, yes.
Yeah.
Like, just talk to me. Why? What is going on?
Just say it.
Yeah.
Just be like, I want to talk to you. Cool.
Yeah. So I did get the chance to write that, which I think was, I don't know if actually, yes, I'm going to say that was easier to write. Wow, that was a really roundabout way of coming to that conclusion.
It's all good, yeah.
But yes, I would say that was easier to write than I had another song that I wrote, but I haven't put it out anywhere for my current boyfriend when we were first getting to know each other. And I want to say the only reason that was harder to write was because I wanted it to be right, I guess. Like, I wanted it to actually really accurately reflect everything I felt, whereas with that previous experience, the more negative ghosting experience, it was like, okay, I'm just gonna word vomit and just get it all out there. Yeah.
But I guess it's like with your current situation, it's like, it's more, I don't want to say delicate, but it's like you're still living through it, right?
Yeah,
you're still living through it.
Exactly.
You're still like, still haven't gotten a chance to like reflect on like how you feel, which I'm sure at some point you will, like both of you guys will.
Oh yes, we've been together for like a year now.
Okay.
Our 1 year will be next week in exactly like a week.
Oh,
congratulations.
Yeah,
Wow.
It's been great. But so that song from a year ago basically was definitely, it's interesting to look back on now just because it did the job that I wanted it to, of like capturing that exact moment, not necessarily spanning this entire period of time, but just that sort of encapsulating that moment of like uncertainty and like, oh, but this is happening. Yeah.
For sure.
Vibe.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. And I guess that like the initial stages are so hard to like pinpoint.
Yeah,
that
it is.
point, right? Like, I guess that's why it was just like more of a effort to actually like get it down.
For sure.
That made no sound. He's off camera.
Some ASMR chicken right
Yeah,
here.
I was gonna say.
Blowing chicken smoke into the microphone is not gonna. This guy, he literally like started blowing chicken into the microphone.
Everyone out there to know how good of a chef I am.
You could just like smack your lips like.
Yeah,
gross. That is gross.
Have you considered doing ASMR? Because you have all these mics. I feel like you
It's
could do
definitely not.
I mean,
I could do like an ASMR mukbang.
Yeah.
That's all I would do. Yeah, no, like, have you? Like, I haven't like personally consumed any ASMR content. I think I probably have.
I happen to just come across it. It's
Same.
like on Instagram's Explore page.
Yeah.
Or just random things.
For example, 21 Savage starts whispering in songs.
Does he? Oh.
Yeah.
Wait.
And it sounds hard.
Is Kid Cudi's humming ASMR?
No. I don't think it is.
I don't think it is, but
I don't know. It could. There could be
The
an
low
argument
hums?
for it.
Yeah.
if you just isolate just the
hums.
hums.
But yeah, I think you could. I feel like they're just loud enough. But yeah, no, 21 Savage, he was literally like whispering in the hook before the beat drops. And he's whispering for like 4 or like 6 bars, I think, and it's so good. The song's actually called ASMR.
Oh,
by 21 Savage and Metro Boomin. Metro Boomin featuring 21.
That's a pretty cool song inspiration, just ASMR.
He actually just hit every listener with a casual ASMR, and I'm just like, this is actually really hard. Like, thank you for blessing my ears.
Do you guys know the Kanye Noises video?
No.
Someone just like took all of Kanye's
Oh my
best
God.
noises, like like crap, and just compiled it all into like just a back-to-back video, and they try to spell out like what they're saying. It's the funniest shit.
That sounds ridiculous. Wait,
Yeah.
he was trying to. Oh my God, that sounds ridiculous.
I'll gotta send it to you guys. Let's do
You
it.
got to. I wanna see it. Oh my God.
Damn.
God damn. Yeah.
I don't know. Wait, before you move on to the next question, if you have another, I do
don't-
want to
yeah.
know if
Yeah.
you've written a rap about, or like if you found it easier to do after a breakup or before, or like in the beginning.
Definitely after a breakup.
Okay.
For sure. After a breakup, because then I think that's when like everything just feels like more like raw and just
Yes.
like, you know, that passion is there, I guess. But then I think that probably says something about like the quality of the relation. Not saying like they were bad people. It's just maybe I wasn't like actually feeling strongly about the relationship while I was in it. Because
Yeah.
I literally did not write, unlike yourself, like I literally did not write songs while I was like happily in a, or what I thought was like when I was happily in a
Yeah.
relationship. Definitely more about like breakups for sure, like a huge influence when I was like 18 was definitely Drake. So it's like
Yeah.
definitely like took like a more like melancholy, like reminiscent, like I miss you kind of tone.
Yes.
So
Classic Drake, just putting you in your feels.
all the time, unfortunately. But I feel like I feel like he just hasn't. No, he still does that.
No, he still, for sure.
He still gets in that bag. It's
Oh,
just
yeah.
like I just remember like when Marvin's Room came out, like that
Yeah.
was. I felt like at the time it was like such a. I don't want to say it was like a new concept, but like the way that he was like singing about it
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, or just actually performed it was like
sure.
new and novel, and I think that song really influenced a lot of people.
It
to
definitely
this day.
did.
So
I do miss old Drake.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about like,
Take Care, Drake.
yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause what was that one song? Like, I'm more than just an option. Hey,
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 hey.
hey.
Do you know?
Yeah, I do. Find Your Love.
Yes,
Find Your Love.
Because it was so
Yeah.
crunchy and like,
Yeah.
back
Yeah,
to the whole
it was
2000s.
Back to the
vibe,
whole
like,
2000s. That song. Actually, I'm going to go to karaoke tonight, so I'll probably do that.
Bump
song.
that.
Yeah, no, I always.
What karaoke you going to?
I don't know. Like, it's
Fantasy or whatever it's called.
No,
Going
I'm thinking
downtown?
going there. I think Fantasity's the one that's like on the second floor, right?
Yeah. It's
That
like
place
off,
is always
like-
crowded.
Yeah.
That place you need reservations like a
Yeah.
week in advance.
And you need like $20 for a beer.
Yeah,
Whoa,
no, I'm definitely not.
Because they
going
got
to
you
go to
locked in
Fantasy.
there, man. You got nowhere else to go.
You're trapped, even though the BCL is like super close by. But yeah, no, like I think I'm going to. There's a Korean restaurant I'm going to called Tabam. I think apparently it's really good.
Korean restaurants
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah, especially on Robson. Like we are in such a good hub for
Yeah.
that.
I'm so excited to go
yeah.
home and have some proper mom-made Korean food.
Yeah,
I'm excited.
That's gonna be fire. So
Yeah.
I guess like you're also part Korean as well, right?
Yes, I am
Okay,
half
awesome.
Korean, half
Yeah.
Filipino. Born
Yeah.
and raised here, though.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, and man, your mom's like Korean like food must be insane.
I've been blessed growing up. Yeah, seriously.
Also, I find that like Filipino food is like very, very underrated.
it is.
You know what I mean?
It's
Like
very, kind of like soul food.
yeah, but what I hear is that like it's better when it's cooked at home, not at
Yes.
restaurants.
No.
That's what I keep hearing,
You
and I'm just
need-
like,
you
damn,
need home cooked,
like
like potluck style
Yeah.
Filipino feast.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Like I remember, like when my Filipino homies would like bring through their like homemade Filipino food. I'm like, this is so bomb. Like, where could you find this? They're like, you can't get this at any
No, you
restaurant.
can't.
You can't at all. Like, that's what's great about Japanese cuisine is that like I could just pull up to a restaurant and sort of get food that's like sort of comparable with like what my parents could make, but like not with Filipino food.
No, I do love Japanese food.
Yeah, shouts out to Japanese.
Because we
food.
have we have great sushi in Vancouver too. I think
Mhm.
it's just like our
No, we do.
location,
Oh,
right next to the water.
Right next to the water, like we
fresh
yeah,
fish.
fresh fucking fish everywhere. it's yeah, no, that's what's great about living in the city is that the sushi is always bomb.
Yeah.
Although the ramen, I kind of have an issue with that.
You do?
Because it's good.
Okay.
But Japanese ramen, like ramen from Tokyo, oh my god,
Dang.
it kills me.
I wouldn't know. I need to go. I want to visit.
Have you visited like Korea or like
Korea
Philippines?
multiple times.
Yeah.
Philippines never, but
Yeah.
I need to go.
Yeah.
Hopefully after graduating, I was telling Pat earlier that I just want to travel, probably go to Korea for a bit, and just get in touch with my culture without my mom to be kind of like a buffer, like translator.
Yeah.
That's the laundry.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then of course I wanted to see the Philippines as well to like learn about that side of myself. But yes, Japan is on my list because everyone has nothing but good things to say.
I'm not gonna go to Japan until I go with you.
Oh yes,
Okay.
I got to, because I don't really have any other closer homies in from Tokyo and stuff.
Pull up when I go. I want to go at some point next year because I was supposed to go in October with my mom, but then I was like, that would have been my third time going to Japan in a year, which sounds excessive. I was just like, that's too much, but I definitely got FOMO after she got back. But I do feel you on, because like I used to go to Japan with my parents every single time, and that does act like a buffer.
Yeah.
Because then you're doing what they want to do, and like I found that when I went to Japan the last couple of times where my mom was like doing her own thing and like I was doing my own thing, like I definitely got way more out of that experience and like learned way more, and like my Japanese got better as well.
Nice.
And then the last time I went by myself, and that was like daunting.
Yeah,
that
scary.
was so scary, but like it was fun at the same time.
Right.
Like, it was absolutely like worth it for sure.
Fresh experience, fresh like perspective on a country that's so familiar already.
For
but
sure. It's
that's-
like it's actually really interesting because you're just like, oh, I'm like so used to. You're used to it in a certain way, but when you go there by yourself, you totally see it in a completely different light.
For sure.
Like I definitely want to go to Korea as well. Like
Yeah.
I've only been hearing amazing things about it, and
I do love
actually my
Korea.
friends are going to the Philippines next year.
Ooh.
And then they're just like, you should come and we'll all go to Japan together. And I'm just like, I don't know if I have that money.
I
Like,
know, literally me.
that's like the biggest problem.
Ooh.
Money.
Yeah.
Right?
My friends are like,
Yeah.
okay, we're doing Mexico this spring break. We're doing all the
It's like,
typical
yes.
Where do you
university.
think- where do you
And I'm
think
like, student loans.
Yeah.
But
Bills.
hey,
Mexico's always worth it though. I'm a big advocate of Mexico.
looking forward to that for sure.
Yeah, that's what I keep hearing. Like I definitely am trying to head to Mexico as well because like one of my best friends like that I met on exchange, she's out there and like she's from Cancun. Shouts out to Carla. She always like she tells me to like, oh, you should like come, like I'll show you around. Like when are you coming? And I'm just like, oh, I'll come in like 2 months. But it's like every time I'm just like, I need to pay for this and this, and that kind of becomes burdensome. So
Fair. This equipment is not cheap.
definitely
When you started setting up, I'm like, this is some.
it's hefty. It's
Yeah.
hefty. Although these microphones, those 2 microphones were like relatively cheap.
Oh,
Like really good quality, but really cheap.
they look
So,
really nice.
Yeah, they are. They're like
Yeah.
$120, I think.
Still a
Pretty-
dent to the bank
Still
account.
a dent. This one right here is, rest in peace. to my-
The biggest dent.
Yeah, the biggest dent. Like
Oh.
it was 300, I think, just
Yeah.
for this, and I was thinking about getting 2 more of this, but then I found out these existed, so I was like, oh, in the meantime, I'll just get these. And they've been really good to me.
They're
So
really nice.
yeah, thank you. How many languages do you know then?
Oh man, I wish I was
Yeah.
fluent in all of them, but
Right.
I can. Obviously, English is my first language.
Yeah.
I can speak Korean,
Mhm.
but very limited. I can read and write, but it will look like
Right.
first graders writing.
Man.
But I
Yeah.
can get by.
Yeah.
And my Tagalog is
Yeah.
I cannot speak, but I can understand.
Yeah,
Which
yeah.
is great. I'm glad I have that. But and then I did take French in high school, so I have very basic French knowledge, I guess.
Yeah. No,
Right, Montreal.
I did not learn any French.
Wait, are you able to
Montreal.
speak? Oh, you're in the middle of
No, he definitely can.
Okay.
But
I mean,
for myself,
everyone in Quebec would say I can't, but
But that's, they're
my,
standard.
my
Everyone
actual
here-
Quebecois friends know it's garbage, but I completely understand and
Yeah.
conform basic sentences.
Okay, cool.
No, for me, like I learned French in elementary school, didn't continue it because I switched to Spanish instead.
Ooh.
But I didn't retain anything from that.
Well, still,
So-
you have experience with both, so
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that it can benefit me in some way. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, when I was in Montreal, that was probably my biggest regret while I was over there, that I didn't take the moment to like actually try and learn French. Like that was such a good opportunity to try and do that, but yeah, that just never happened. And I happen to live in some of the most like French neighborhoods there. Like
how
You're
did
in the
you get
McGill ghetto,
by?
right?
no, I wasn't.
Where were you?
That was my issue. I lived in like Beaubien, like
Oh, no way,
like,
okay.
by Little Italy. My land is like pretty Anglo, but
yeah, but it's still like once you get
it's-
into like East.
I was like pretty
Yeah,
entrenched.
yeah,
in
that's
my
still
land. It
pretty
was-
French, yeah.
So the McGill ghetto is like where most of the students stay,
Yeah.
and that is like a really English area. To be honest, I mean, yeah. I mean, not counting the plateau, but the actual like McGill ghetto, that like the 3-block radius around the school. So, yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, so I wish my French was like that. But yeah, no, my Japanese, it was actually my first language, but I'm not like, I lost so much of it, and like it's hard to maintain language, you know what I mean?
is.
Like
Yeah.
I've been trying, but even writing in Japanese it's hard, but I don't have a choice but to try, right?
Mhm, for sure.
and-
I totally feel you on that because I'm gonna stick by the fact that English is my first language, but I see home videos of myself as a tiny like baby
Yeah.
like speaking in Korean to my
Yeah.
mom so fluently.
Yeah.
But then after my younger brother was born, I was like 3 years old.
Mhm.
I guess I just started speaking to him more exclusively in
In
English.
English, yeah,
And so
yeah.
from that point on, it was just kind of gone. So sad, but it's still in there. I believe.
No, I
gotta
absolutely.
dig it out.
Yeah, dig it out and just like develop it, because
Yeah.
I feel the same way.
Would you ever want to sing in Korean?
I would love. Okay, the K-pop market is popping off.
Yeah,
like,
that's so true.
absolutely is. It absolutely
Ugh.
is. Like, it's huge.
Yeah.
Such a huge market.
But I feel like that like Canadian Korean or American Korean market now too is like you
It's
have
true.
if you can cross into
Right.
both, that's probably a
Right.
huge
that would
place
be
to-
so
I've,
sick.
I've been seeing like people like Wolf Tyler like dipping into
I
it a
love
little
her.
bit.
Yeah.
I actually saw her at Revolt.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm so jealous.
She did
of
that. She
you.
did that song where it's like, I think it was
The newest one.
the one where it's in the summertime.
Yes.
Yeah, I forgot what it's
I love the
called.
music video for that. 'cause-
Something in the coop.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, so good.
So good.
She had dancers on there, like.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sick.
no, it was really good. But yeah, like her for example, like she's definitely like taking utilizing her like Korean
Yeah, her
like
heritage.
lineage. Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
As well, there's I forgot you know Berhana?
I do.
He had Dean on a song.
Right. It was
Yeah.
Korean, and then
Yeah.
he was singing in
And then he
English.
starts-
in
yeah,
Han,
yeah.
the newest.
Yeah, yeah,
album.
on Han. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, when Dean came through, I was just like, okay,
Yeah,
Dean,
but
all right,
it was
let's go.
fire. It
It was
was
so
so
fire.
good.
And he just like starts like singing Korean.
Yeah.
The second part of his verse, I'm like, this is so hard. Like,
I know.
Oh
I
my
had
God.
to check for a second. I was
Yeah.
like, wait, I thought I was listening to Berhana. Like,
Yeah.
whoa. I love Dean too, but
Yeah.
what? This is the
What's
best
going on?
combination.
Hmm.
It had been an idea actually for a really long time to
Yeah.
have a song. I don't know when it would happen, but
Mhm.
if I could write a song where I'd have some Korean in
Yeah.
there, and if I could squeeze in some Tagalog, if I practice,
Crazy.
that would be
That'd
a
be
really
sick.
cool song. Yeah.
That'd be really awesome.
Need to work on
What?
that though. I want to do it justice. I don't want to
Yeah.
like
Half-ass it.
yeah, like
you're-
tokenize myself in that way, I
yeah.
guess.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. No, I feel
yeah,
that.
you gotta
something
represent, you
meaningful.
know? Yeah,
Yeah,
for
do it
sure.
justice.
You don't want to make it sound like it's a fucking like language school project.
Right,
You know
like,
what
no,
I mean?
yeah, just throwing
It's like just throwing
everything.
random phrases like
French
I-
out of nowhere.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I feel that way about sometimes like using my Japanese as well. Like I don't want to like, of course it's like I do know how to speak it. People are just like, you totally should. Do you watch Terrace House?
I love Terrace House. I'm sorry, I'm such a
I
big
love
fan.
Terrace House
because Ricky's
as
been
well.
watching it.
I love Terrace House.
I love Terrace House as well.
It's so
Like,
good. I binge watched.
Yeah.
I think the
The
one
last season?
there was the Tokyo.
Tokyo
Yeah,
one,
and then
yeah.
also
Yeah.
Hawaii was
Yeah,
probably my
yeah.
favorite because I love Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii was. I don't know which one was my favorite. I think it might have been Tokyo.
Okay.
Hawaii for the ending because of how messy it was.
It was
Lauren
messy.
Tsai is probably like my favorite person on that show. She's just so cool.
Yeah.
Like really good head on her shoulders. Fucked with her.
Yeah.
But yeah, shouts out to Terrace House.
Dang, I miss
Yeah.
that show. Now I'm
Yeah.
just gonna binge watch some more. Like it just reminded me.
I
of it.
probably will as well. I still haven't finished the new season yet, so.
Gotta get on that.
Yeah, but my friends are like, you should audition for Terrace House.
You should.
Yo,
Would you actually?
yes.
Would you do it?
I would.
It's all
But, like,
Japanese though, right?
Yeah, but I mean, like Lauren Tsai, like
Yeah,
literally
because-
spent 6 months learning Japanese,
Oh.
but she was like actually pretty damn good for like
Do you
doing.
think you'd
so.
get roasted doing it, or like?
I mean, if you could, appreciate you. But I mean, I probably maybe, but like honestly, I don't know. Like I think I have faith that my Japanese will get better to a point. And yeah, no, I've definitely considered it for sure. But it's so fucking.
I say do it. I would just.
yeah.
Oh. If only there was a show like that for. If there was like
Yeah.
a Korean version of
Yeah.
that, I would
Yeah.
hop on so quick. It just seems like
How is
so
there
much
not
fun.
a Korean version?
I don't know.
I think that's probably going to be a wave in television. So I'm
Yeah.
sure it should get adopted in like a similar format. It should get adopted in other languages because it's so weird as like a reality TV series because it's
Such
like
a strange concept.
yeah, it's like literally people just living their lives, but then it's so entertaining.
It was just the commenters is what makes
Yeah,
it.
Yeah, that's what
absolutely,
it is.
absolutely. Because literally that show with like people living their life, they're just like, oh, like, what do you want to cook for dinner? Like sukiyaki, okay. And then they just make sukiyaki, and then they start asking each other what their type is.
Yeah, that's such. Oh my gosh.
And then I've watched the show too much.
yeah,
I have
that's
a
actually what
problem
they, like.
during-
How old are you?
Yeah, how old are you?
You know, what's your career
What's your
path?
career?
That was. I remember I watched the first
Yeah.
episode of the first
Yeah.
season, like the when they all show up in
Yeah.
the house. The first
Yeah.
thing is like, yeah, what do you do? How old are you?
Do you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, do you have a-
girlfriend?
what's going on?
Obviously, they don't have a boyfriend
Yeah.
or girlfriend, but then that always gets asked.
You gotta ask. You
Um,
gotta
but
ask.
then, yeah, I love the awkward, like, type it. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like, what does this have to do with anything? And then they just start getting into talking about relationships and stuff. And then just a minor kind of like thing happens. They're like, oh, I think she likes me.
Yeah.
it's like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
It's oddly high school.
It is.
for
Yeah.
how old everyone
They
is.
Yeah.
are. Yeah, they're like late or like mid 20s. Yeah,
Mid
age range
20s.
is pretty.
Sometimes,
Sometimes
yeah.
like this season was like what? The youngest guy was like 23 or something.
I think-
the skateboarder guy,
The skateboarder guy, I think it was like 21.
and then the oldest girl was like 29.
Yeah, like late 20s.
Yeah, 29. God,
Mm.
I still haven't gotten to the messy part of that season yet, but I'm so down.
Oof.
I'm so goddamn
can't
down.
spoil it.
No, definitely not.
Being introduced to that show though, I feel like I've entered like a world of like things I can talk about now because like there's like so many like Jamie and a couple like
Yeah.
other my
Yeah,
Asian
yeah,
friends.
yeah.
I'm like, oh wait, I actually know
No.
what they're talking about.
Yeah.
It's like,
Terrace
I've been let into this like secret door. It's great.
It's quite a community.
Yeah, it actually is a weird
It's-
like global community.
I
I'm
would love
kind
to
of
see like what the Reddit page for it is like.
unfortunately I've checked it out.
Oh my god.
Unfortunately.
Unfortunate.
It's tragic.
boy.
But it's pretty funny. People keep tabs on like everybody's relationships after that show, and it's like why?
I'm
But
just trying
I
to think.
still
Like,
consume it.
there's some iconic members too, like Sena.
Sena for
Keeps
example.
coming back.
Sena
Of
does.
coury they
I
keep
love-
tabs.
Yeah. I
on
love
her.
Sena.
She's-
Sena's
Yeah.
so cool. Like what the fuck?
Best personality. Just
Yeah.
does not care.
I'll be homies with her. I don't think Lauren Tsai's ever gonna get on. She seems pretty jaded about that show. She's also doing her own thing as well.
Yeah, they all. That's the best thing
Yeah.
too. Is they're all
Yeah.
such talented people in
Yeah,
their
exactly,
fields. That's what I love.
exactly.
They put
Yeah.
bring people on that really care about what they do.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to see their regular lives even outside of
Oh.
the context of romantic relationships is so
Do you want me to
sick.
tell you something messy with one of the members?
What?
I got some tea.
Oh my
Spilling
gosh,
some tea.
spill
No,
it.
no. I discovered this while I was like perusing the Terrace House Reddit page.
Okay.
One person went into porn, specifically gay porn.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm trying to guess.
Yeah, take a guess. Take a guess.
From which season?
He was straight. He was straight in the show.
Oh.
It was in the initial Tokyo one, if I'm not
Oh
mistaken.
man, why am I forgetting? Like.
Remember the guy that played baseball? And he fucked it up.
Oh no! Oh yeah, and he kept smoking secretly.
Kept smoking
and just all the
secretly,
different-
and he kept drinking, and
Oh,
like,
no.
yeah, I don't think, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
that is that's a
'Cause-
very interesting career choice. To
Yeah,
go
absolutely.
Into After Terrace House.
Absolutely. I don't know. I just hope that he's okay.
Same.
At the end of the day, because he seemed like he was in a rough place.
Yeah.
Towards the end of like his
For the show.
tenure there.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's yeah, like that was probably one of the most like tragic things that happened with that show.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, it was off camera, but
Definitely.
yeah.
Well, life goes on.
Life goes on.
Try
and
new things.
Yeah.
Lots
And
of
sometimes you might
You
try
might-
something really new.
You never know.
Like Makoto.
Yeah. Oh, right. That was his
Yeah,
name.
that's his name. That's also my brother's name, so
Oh.
shouts out to Makoto. All the Makotos of the world.
The worst time to name drop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, probably.
I need
Yes.
to run to the washroom.
That's fine. We can.
If-
Well, pause. Bang. Taking a break. And we are back. We are back. You know what I'm
Hello.
saying? So shouts out to Terrace House. Shouts out to like music and all that.
Yes.
Like, God, this has been a lot of fun though.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had a lot of fun. I
Yeah.
didn't know what to expect. But
Yeah.
This has been
Yeah.
such a great first
No.
podcast experience.
I'm glad that you were like pretty open about it as well. You know, like you were pretty much, yeah, no, I really appreciated that.
Yeah,
but-
I just
yeah.
honestly going into it though, I did feel
Mhm.
not. I knew where I'm coming from as
Right,
like an
right.
artist. I
For
feel
sure.
so weird calling myself
No,
that.
it's okay.
but as
You're an
someone
artist.
who's
You're creative.
into music.
Hey,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm not 100% in it, and so
Right.
I was like, oh gosh, I hope he's not expecting
Yeah.
me to be like, I got these projects.
No,
stacked up
no, not at
and
all, not at
all of these
all.
different
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
it's just been cool, kind of also like
Yeah.
going down memory lane for myself too, to see, I guess, how I've gotten to where I am now.
Gotten to this point, and like that's like the thing that I was like also expecting as well. You know what I mean? That's why I guess like I asked, oh, you got any? Feel free to plug projects.
Yes.
You know, I wanted to leave it like open ended. Like at the
This
end of the
camera.
day, this camera.
Well, I mean, hey, we got
Yeah.
YouTube. I'll come up with a cover soon.
Exactly.
I'm hoping you have some YouTube
some
stuff
YouTube
coming up
content as well. Hopefully, this somehow fits into a vlog.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm planning on just like vlogging the rest of the day, basically. Yeah, no, like, yeah, no, I'm glad. And this is the first time we met,
Yeah, I know.
which is amazing. Now, I was like, not gonna lie, I did kind of get nervous about that because I was like, oh, we haven't met before, but like I've found that this is like really easy.
Yeah.
So,
I'm glad
appreciate-
you've been so easy
yeah.
to talk to as well.
Appreciate you coming on and like being willing to do this whole thing. Like,
Always.
I'll
down, yeah.
I'll put this out on YouTube, hopefully.
Shout out YouTube.
Shout out YouTube. You know, we're gonna get things monetized
Yeah,
soon.
sponsor us.
Sponsor us.
Blue
Yeah.
check, you know, it's
Yeah,
around the
y-
corner.
You know, yeah, with a Squarespace sponsorship.
Oh
you
my
know what I'm
gosh,
saying?
yeah. Why Squarespace really taken over YouTube?
Yeah, no, they are, and like the Raycons. I don't know if you've seen those.
Yeah.
What's that?
Raycon.
Headphones?
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're like the
Oh.
wireless earbuds that Ray J started. Ray J's
Oh.
Ray
Wait,
J's-
no, wait. That's
Yeah.
not the radio?
That's
Oh my
why
God,
they're called
that's
a-
so weird.
That's why they're called Raycons.
That's hilarious.
That made my day.
He
Oh
has
my
like
God.
a lot of like entrepreneurial like ventures. It's
That's
really funny. Like he has these
He's the
glasses.
Will I Am of.
He has these
I mean-
glasses that like flip down.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, aren't those like like shades on top of
No. They're like actual like regular glasses, like Pat's, but they're foldable. But then you could also like make them flip down so you could like look at somebody like that.
Oh, that's a very specific feature.
It's actually so like it's kind of wild. Like Ray J is actually doing it out here. Like I'm gonna oh god, I don't think I'll be able to
pull up the photo.
Yeah.
Or...
No, I'll be able to edit this in the video.
Oh my gosh. No way.
Flips it down. It's like it's so funny.
But there's no practical purpose.
No, but you can also do it like this as well.
Oh my goodness.
You know, when you're at a matinee or something.
Yes, just like a monochrome.
So these are foldable glasses. He is a full-on. Oh, and there's a funny like GIF of Charlemagne using the glasses.
That's kind of sick, though. It's just so dramatic. It's like the flip phone of glasses.
Yeah, flip phone.
I'm not even talking into the mic. I'm so excited.
It's all good. It's all good. I'll probably you'll be fine. I caught.
Christmas gift for me. Hello, wish list. Those glasses.
Yeah, those glasses.
Please.
Just.
Yeah.
I'll include the picture up here. I mean, I would have probably done it anyways.
Yeah.
Anybody from Grace's family, loved ones watching this video, get her the Ray J glasses.
That's exactly what I want.
Yeah, no, Ray J has bounced back. But thank you so much for being on. Like this is amazing.
It's been a lot of fun. I'm glad I came out. But
I'm glad you did as well, you know? Like I hope to get you on at some point as well again.
Yeah.
So I mean, when you gotta plug something or when you don't have to plug something,
yes,
game for whatever.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You know?
Just grinding through school at the moment,
yes.
But keep an eye out for YouTube.
Yes, exactly, exactly. She's gonna like completely slay school.
Yes.
And then, get the YouTube game up.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Thank you so much, Naoto.
You've
been awesome to
Grace,
talk with.
You've been amazing as well. Check out her stuff on YouTube. I'll include links in the description, links up here in the video. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You're on IG, YouTube as well.
The songs on Spotify.
For
Check
sure.
those out.
For sure. Yeah. Where could people find you on IG? What's your handle?
Yes. Oh, it's just my full name, Grace Escueta.
The government. Yeah.
Yes.
Same with
nice
mine as
simple.
well. Naoto Wakabayashi.
Yeah.
That's
where you can find me.
Check her out there. This has been the God, I should know the number of this, but the 5th, maybe 6th installment of the Interlude Interviews with your host, Naoto Wakabayashi, signing out. Peace. And Pat.
Au revoir.
Okay.